Little pop-up.
There's a lot to love.
Left field. Simmons diving.
About the Twins' new shortstop, Andrelton Simmons, seen by many as one of the best defensive shortstops in the game. The four-time Gold Glove winner, 9-year veteran, is expected to fit in perfectly with the Twins.
We're thrilled to welcome Andrelton to our team here in Minnesota.
But in his first week with the team, it isn't his play on the field that everyone is talking about, but his personal life and his lifelong battle with depression.
I think it's a really big deal.
Star Tribune sports columnist Jim Souhan says it takes a lot of courage to do what Simmons has done, to put it out there for the rest of the world to see. In an article published by the Orange County Register, a California newspaper that covers Simmons' old team, the Los Angeles Angels, Simmons says his depression was the reason why he sat out the last 5 games of the season last year. How the pandemic weighed so heavily on his mind, saying, quote, "It was tough for me mentally to where the thought of suicide crossed my mind."
How significant do you think it is having these big-name professional athletes telling people essentially it's okay to have mental health issues?
In the old logic, you would think that somebody who has money and fame and status and is looked up to and gets to do something they wanted to do all their life, you'd think that those people would be immune from depression, and that's just not the way depression works. I think it helps the rest of us understand just that this is not a simple ailment, and we really need to be open to understanding that anybody could be going through something like this at any time.
Souhan says athletes are humans, like the rest of us. And like the rest of us, living in isolation these days, away from your friends, family, and your normal routine, can be tough. And for Simmons, seeing the pain around him was also hard to deal with, saying, quote, "First time was driving through Oakland and seeing some of the shops and restaurants trying to stay open with all the homeless people camping outside. That's when it really hit me."
It might be even more shocking for athletes just because they're used to being in the public eye. They're used to being in crowds. They're used to being in clubhouses.
Souhan says it will be interesting to see how fans and teammates react to Simmons' story, a player who is already making a big impact, and the season hasn't even started yet.
My guess is the bulk of Twins fans would be appreciative of this and would be very supportive of him. I'm sure there's some old school people who are like, hey, buck up, buddy, just go play. That's why I think mental health awareness of how devastating depression can be is so important, because that's just not how it works.